enough, and Sheth could catch KawaiiRice with his pants down just a little bit here. Oh, he does stim, and he's gonna have to run away from those banelings. Some nice spreading to avoid a lot of hits from those banelings, but these Marines are gonna be able to do so much damage to those mutas, but the banelings getting some very nice hits, and more Zerglings coming in right now. We see 22 Zerglings more on the way, but these Cloak Banshees are just doing so well as there is no Overseer to be found. The Overseer is over here, and more and more Marines streaming in are going to be able to make these Mutalisks just back off. A couple of Mutalisks being left right now. These are actually the closest. They're so close to each other. Why don't they attack? These Overlords are not going to be long for life. Shouldn't KawaiiRice decide to kill those right now? He probably should, as that would be very good. It would probably, no, not quite supply block, but a lot more Banelings being morphed in right now. And it looks like KawaiiRice is going to be cleaned up right now by Sheth. A couple of Mutalisks and Banelings rolling in to save the day. These Overlords just taking a bunch of hits for the swarm, I suppose. And these Mutalisks over here are just so lazy bones right now. And meanwhile, we do see the infestation pit did go down. A couple more Mutalisks being morphed in, as well as a macro hatch there and another hatchery down here in the bottom right. So looks like KawaiiRice is going to want to expand over here to the left of his base. He has a decent amount of Marines, not a lot of medevacs though. I would like to see him get a couple more medevacs. Of course, he has been using his starport build time to really, oh, he actually sees those mules, but what is he going to do? They could have crashed into each other and it would have been absolutely horrible, as those Mutalisks would not have seen anything happening. They would have just gotten sucked up into the engines of these Banshees, but luckily that did not happen. I am very glad. So now it looks like we have the pathogen glands, which is the energy upgrade for the infestors, as well as a couple infestors coming out, and the level 1 melee attacks that it also applies to Baneling splash damage. So that is a very good upgrade to get against your Terran opponents. And of course these Zerglings going to be able to take out Marines all the better. Banshee's coming in, taking out that one Queen right now, and if he's able to snipe this Overseer with the Marines, though, no, but they're not going to be some decent spreads, but still the Banelings just hitting so many of them at once, and the Mutas in a big clump are probably going to be able to take out this many. Oh, a couple of Infestors popping out and dying immediately, but now the second wave of units coming in for FXOSheth, and he's going to be able to clean this up very nicely. The Overseer lives, so these Banshees are not going to for long. They do die, but he did use that opportunity, that little bit of pressure, to get up his third base. Probably going to be morphing that into an orbital, or into a planetary fortress. There it goes, into a planetary right now. And meanwhile, Sheth just basically pumping out lots and lots of units. A little bit of a misrally there. He catches it pretty quickly. And some nice creep spread on his half of the map. Now the gold base is going down, as well as a couple more infestors coming out. Ground Carapace level 2 and the level 1 attacks is about to finish up. Meanwhile, level 3 infantry weapons is coming out for KawaiiRice. A nice contaminate on both of these buildings, just going to stop the production just a little bit. As I said earlier, if you have the APM for it and you have the energy on your Overseer, you might as well be doing those things like that the whole game, just slowing down the Terran a little bit each time. Siege Tech is on the way now, so Siege Tank's probably going to be pumped out for a little bit. A couple of Banelings being morphed in. The worst feeling in the world is when you have your Banelings and you accidentally right click on some rocks. It is actually the worst thing ever. A couple of Cloaked Banshees, not even Cloaked Banshees, just Banshees coming in doing a little bit of harassment here to Sheth, but it looks like it's not going to be that much. And missed fungal growth actually right there, but that fungal growth does hit, and these mutas are going to be able to clean it up very easily. A couple more mutas on the way. Actually, just one more muta and a couple infestors on the way now for Sheth, but he has this entire right side of the map right now. Could take this other base at any time, and it is not looking good for KawaiiRice. That harassment that he did in the very beginning did not do a lot, but now a drop coming in here, 16 Marines, is going to be able to do a ton of damage right now for KawaiiRice, especially because Sheth's army is all the way across on the other side of the universe, and one Marine does go down by this spine crawler, but these Marines do live with those medevac support. They're going to be able to probably take out this infestation pit, and the medevacs actually just abandoned the Marines there all by themselves. One Baneling coming in doing a lot of damage, These medevac drivers are the worst people in the world. Either that or they're the saddest people in the world right now because they were ordered by their commander to leave their friends behind, and they had to follow orders because that's how the army works, you know. I mean, if you don't follow orders, you ever seen that Jack Nicholson movie? Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about it, man. You cannot handle the truth. I'm talking about that movie. So the Infestation Pit and the Roach Warren going back down for Sheth. He doesn't really care. Look at his money bank right now. He has 2,200, 900 gas, and it's not because he can't use it. He's at 188 food, just about maxed. He's basically just banking money, and a big push coming in here right now on the Planetary Fortress. The SCVs do get a nice surround on that to be able to repair it, and they are repairing it fairly well. It is getting so many kills, 25 kills before it actually goes down, and some nice fungal growths there doing a ton of damage to these Marines. Actually, these Marines need to join up with these Marines, and and this command center is here trying to land at the gold base to get KawaiiRice a little bit of extra income now. And we see a couple of tanks out here going to be able to siege up and protect that area for just a little bit longer. A couple Marines, the bravest Marines in the world or the stupidest Marines in the world, I'm not sure which. We see basically all the upgrades that Sheth could ever want coming down right now. The attacks level 2, melee attacks level 2, flyer attacks level 2, missile attacks level 1, and the neural parasite coming down for those infestors. It looks like KawaiiRice has one big last push left in him, as that command center is not long for this world, and the siege tank's sieging up just a little bit late, but there's not very many Zerglings right now, so these Marines are taking out a ton of Mutalisks. Actually, that was a very good engagement for KawaiiRice. He needs to engage just like that in order to get back into this game, but a ton of Mutas right now, and no sort of Thors or anything to deal with them. It looks like they're probably going to be able to just kill that army in the middle, but a lot of Cloaked Banshees coming in right now. They're going to be able to probably take out this hatchery if they should so choose. And these tanks unsieging and Mutalisk being a little bit miscontrolled, but they're probably just going to turn around and take out these remaining Marines. They take them out pretty easily. Going to be able to take out these tanks as well. One or two Thors do come in, as well as a couple of Marines. They're going to be able to drive those Mutalisks away, but more drones being made. Let's take a look at the income tab. 67 harvesters to the 73 actually, compared to the 37 of KawaiiRice. So Sheth with his 6 bases now, just pumping out tons and tons of units, even getting more drones. It looks like he pretty much has this game in the bag, but he just has to kill his opponent. It is so hard to actually kill a Terran opponent if they don't want to die, and usually they do not want to. So it's a nice infestor play there, getting in some good fungal growths, doing a lot of damage now, and these Thor does a lot of damage to the Mutalisks, but they just power through and kill it off. And it looks like that is probably going to be all she wrote for KawaiiRice. There we go, the GG, congrats. So Sheth really in control of that game. He just stopped the early harass, and because of that, KawaiiRice was just fighting, struggling to come back from behind that entire game, but he was just not able to. Sheth played a very solid game, not making a lot of mistakes, keeping up with his upgrades, keeping up with his macro, and just played a very solid game. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take a look at my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Firexfredtv if you would like. And thanks again. Goodbye.